ketogenic diet. The ketogenic diet is a diet that is low in carbohydrate. When we restrict carbohydrates, the body is forced to burn fatty acids for energy. That fatty acid can be from your plate or from your body. The body breaks down those fatty acids into what are called ketones. The liver will partition these ketones to certain parts of the brain that can run really effectively off of it, although some parts of the brain require glucose. So gluconeogenesis, which is not your enemy, which is a beneficial process required for ketosis, will provide the required glucose for the parts of the brain that need it. The state of ketosis is not induced through eating loads of fat. The state of ketosis is not induced through avoiding dairy. The state of ketosis is not induced due to elevated dietary fatty acids. The state of ketosis is induced through the reduction of carbohydrates. In fact, the most common way that people enter ketosis is just starvation. When you go several days without food, you are going to be in ketosis. So anyways, a ketogenic diet is a diet that is low enough in carbohydrate to maintain that ketotic state. What a ketogenic diet is not is a magical panacea that makes you lose body fat in absence of calorie restriction. Meaning a ketogenic diet does not negate calories. A ketogenic diet does not equal guaranteed quick fat loss. What a ketogenic diet does do is it allows us to effectively and efficiently burn body fat long term. But we didn't get fat overnight. We didn't gain body fat. We didn't get unhealthy overnight due to just like one little mistake. Oh, I kind of ate this food every once in a while. Now I'm overweight. No. We get overweight. We get fatter than we want to be. We get unhealthy due to poor lifestyle habits that we maintained over a long period of time. It takes a lot of time to gain a bunch of body fat. And unfortunately for us, it takes time to lose it. So a ketogenic diet isn't a quick fix. It doesn't guarantee fat loss. You can't eat as many calories as you want. You can't eat as much fat as you want and still lose body fat on keto. Although, here's a little caveat. I hope this doesn't confuse anybody, but some people can kind of eat as much as they want on keto and still lose weight because their satiety goes so high and their hunger goes so low that they don't have to think about anything. Now, for a lot of people, this works. But it doesn't mean that it works for everybody, right? Some people's hunger doesn't drop super low like that. Some people can't just eat ad libitum and lose weight on ketogenic diet. So it doesn't make you lose weight because it makes calories inert, because you can't store dietary fat. That's nonsense marketing hyperbole. It makes you lose weight because it allows you to burn body fat long term comfortably without having to be super hungry all the time. It lets you naturally restrict calories. Most people on keto will naturally restrict the amount of food they eat because they're just not hungry. So remember, keto is not going to quickly fix the American obesity problem, right? These are dietary and lifestyle habits that have formed over decades. I mean, they've been social engineered. They've been engineered into the population for decades. A sedentary lifestyle, being under artificial light all of the time. The disrupted circadian rhythm, staring at the television all night long, telling ourselves that it's daytime, wake up, because of the blue light and the cortisol production. You know, these other lifestyle factors, of course, sedentary lifestyle, inflammatory, high omega-6, polyunsaturated vegetable fats, which are highly inflammatory. High sugar plus high fat diet. And that's the standard American diet. Remember, it's not just high carb. People are eating fat and carbs in great abundance. It's all these factors that form our body. It's the habits, it's the things we do every day that determines the shape and form of the vessel we live in. So we can't expect years of bad lifestyle habits to be completely reversed in a short period of time. But you know what we can expect? We can expect that if we will do the real work, do the hard work of forming a nice, solid dietary foundation of healthy habits, of giving ourselves whole, unrefined foods, that actually fill us up and nourish us, that have the micronutrients we need. Right? These junk foods, all this, like, you know, the candy bars, even the Quest bars, the so-called low carb, healthy junk foods. These are low nutrition, low micronutrient foods that are hyper palatable, that make it really easy to eat a lot of. You sit down and you eat a nice meal of a steak and a salad. You're gonna be full, you're not gonna be hungry, and you're gonna feel good afterwards. It's not gonna create a huge inflammatory response, it's not gonna make you feel all sluggish. And that's kind of the magic of keto right there. Giving yourself nutrient-dense, unrefined whole foods, filling up on those foods, and making the calories we eat count. Right? If we make the calories we do eat count, maybe we don't have to count the calories as much, for some of us. So anyways, keto, not a magical panacea that eliminates the need to watch how much food we eat, but it is a way to manage how much food we eat, to manage our hunger levels, and to keep our inflammation low, and to keep our blood sugar stable. Right, on the standard American diet, you're eating a junk food meal halfway through the day and your body crashes afterwards. Your blood sugar goes up, your insulin comes in to clear that out. A lot of us might be insulin resistant, so we've got these blood sugar dysregulation issues that are just happening all day. And that crash that people get midday, blood sugar dysregulation, is greatly influencing that. We can eliminate that and get steady energy throughout the day to where we can steadily tap into our body fat without having to think about it, without crashing and getting super hungry all the time. Then that becomes the new baseline. That becomes the new habit. The habit becomes, rather than waking up in the morning and feeding on Pop-Tarts and bagels, the habit becomes waking up in the morning, or even waking up in the morning, skipping breakfast, keeping cortisol elevated for a long period of time, drinking a bunch of coffee, and then overeating when we finally do eat that first meal because we're so hungry and the satiety signals aren't working. Instead of doing that, waking up, getting a nice keto breakfast within an hour of waking up, getting some natural light on our skin and on our eyes to create nitric oxide, vitamin D. Forming these solid habits and actually working on making these the baseline habits will result in long-term success. So while we can't expect keto to just fix years of negative habits instantly, we can expect that when we start to reformat these habits, that our body, the shape of our body, the way we feel, even the way you emanate energy to the beings around you, the way that people perceive you will change because you're feeling better. It's emanating from you when you're healthy, when you're happy, when you're vibrant, when you love life, when you're appreciative. So what we can expect from keto is a powerful tool that can help us to reformat our habits. It's a powerful tool for maintaining stable blood sugar, and it's an incredible weight loss tool that we can leverage long term. It's not a short-term fix. So anyways, if you're looking to make positive changes, you've got to understand there's no quick fix, there's no push a button, there's no magic diet pill we can take. Unfortunately, it takes work. It takes dedication. And it takes changing our habits. It takes changing the way we think about food, the way we experience food. Using food to nourish us rather than to drug us. Using food to fuel our vessel rather than to numb us out from the pain that we might be feeling and the traumas we experienced as a child or even recently. You know, I mean, a lot of people, when they get overweight, a lot of times it comes after a traumatic experience, you know, a failed marriage, a failed relationship, someone loses their job, just like a nervous breakdown. Health changes can happen through the induction of stress scenarios like that. So we've got to look at all these factors, environmental factors, such as environmental toxins, toxic load in the body, inflammatory foods that we're intaking, sleep cycles, and also just our mentality towards foods and why we're using food, why we eat. So keto is a powerful tool that can be used and leveraged to lose body fat in the long term. Short term, if you're just looking for a quick fix, to push a button, to pop a pill and get results, keto might not be for you. When you are ready to lose body fat long term. When you are ready to make those changes, when we are ready to make those changes in our daily life, keto can be an incredible tool. So you can find more at primaledgehealth.com. Keep it in perspective, keep it in context. Ketosis is achieved through the restriction of carbohydrate, not through the elevation of dietary lipids. Ketosis is not this difficult thing to achieve, this incredibly complicated, ketogenic diet is not incredibly complicated that no one can figure it out except the gurus freaking you out about it. No, it's a simple tool. You eat protein, fat, and vegetables. Protein, about 0.8 grams per pound of your lean body mass, is sufficient, even for resistance training athletes. So get enough protein. Too little protein is just as dangerous, actually way worse than what the gurus are saying is too much, right? Get sufficient protein, 0.8 grams per pound of lean body mass. Keep your carbs low. Most people need to keep about 20 to 30 grams net carbs in the beginning. And fat is the energy source. And the fat you burn can either come from the fat you put in your mouth or the fat you take from your belly. More fat on the plate means you burn less body fat. Less fat on the plate means you burn more body fat. Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it in context. Check out primaledgehealth.com. Check out my wife's cookbook. If you're trying to make a solid foundation of habits to actually change your life, to make your diet enjoyable and sustainable long term, check out the Ketogenic Edge cookbook, a training manual for low carb, ketogenic, and paleo cuisine. That's available only on primaledgehealth.com. It took my wife over a year and a half to make this book, and it is about the basics, the foundations. Forming that foundational habit of food prep is important. Learning to kind of master your kitchen space is crucial. I know when I first started trying to take care of myself, I had no idea how to make food for myself. I knew how to get pizza. I knew how to go buy a burrito at Lola's, but I didn't know how to take care of myself and how to actually prepare nutrient-dense food. So forming that foundation of habits, making your own food is crucial. So check out the Ketogenic Edge cookbook. And for those of you who are trying to take it another step further, check out my wife's new book that just came out a couple weeks ago, and we're stoked on it. We've been doing a bunch of recipe videos for it, and it's been real fun because I get to eat them all. But The Ultimate Guide to Low Carb Baking is actually a really good book to help people transition, to actually build a bridge for some people. And we've got clients who brought you know, the carrot cake to some of their like Halloween get-togethers and gatherings, and people loved it. They're saying that people liked it more than all the other junk food that was there, and they were so surprised when they were told that this is actually a part of their healthy diet. So it's a good way to kind of bridge the gap for some people, and to keep yourself sane and on point when you're going to gatherings, potlucks, parties, and stuff like that, right? Bring your own food when you go to potlucks. Bring keto-friendly food if you're on a ketogenic diet. So anyways, check out primaledgehealth.com. You can get both those books exclusively at primaledgehealth.com. Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it into context. Let's stop letting the gurus fleece you for your cash, selling you supplements, nonsense, etc. through your confusion. Because a ketogenic diet is really simple. Unfortunately, it's not a quick fix. It's not like a drug where it's just going to take away the symptoms suddenly. It's a lifestyle change that's required to lose body fat long term. So I'll see you guys next time. Get off the computer, go outside, go live your life, go hang out with your neighbors, go talk to people. Don't argue with people on social media about nonsense. Go live. Alright, bye guys.
Tell you what, the biggest man you ever did see was once a baby in this life, in this life, in this life. In this a whole sweet life, bird, coming in from the cold.